Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. For this session, we are racing S1 class cars. We're not going all the way to top of S1. It gets a little bit silly. Big classes, we get crazy powerful machines. So we are at the 850 PI mark. These are still very quick cars and far faster than a lot of the things that we would usually go racing with. For this session, all of the races are on tarmac, so we're likely to see most cars running either slicks or semi-slicks. I have opted for semi-slicks. I am driving one of the Singer Porsches, which is very cool cars. Some big semi-slick tyres on this I'm hoping are going to do the job, and it's very light. We are talking, it's about 2,300 pounds. And has nearly 600 horsepower. It's, yeah, quite the serious power to weight ratio going on. That's my plan, really. I'm hoping that it's light enough to get away with not needing slicks. Good power to weight ratio means it should accelerate well. Have got Forza Aero on it. Not as much aero as the NSX has going on there. That's the mightiest wing, but yeah. I am not... I suspect someone might have clicked on borrow host car by accident. No, it has disconnected. Okay. I'm not the only, surely I'll be the only one. Someone else has gone for a 911 though. There is a 911 Turbo, there's a couple of NSXs in, there's Subaru Brat in here, there's an M1. 575, I like the car, it's a brave choice. I'm not... it's quite a brave choice. Gallardo, Siege, perhaps a little bit more usual choices. Vantage, might not be too bad. F1, might not be too bad. We will see if the game ever decides to start. I notice I am waffling, the game is taking a long time to load today. Here we go. It is time for some some action. We are off the line. I forgot I still had launch control on from when I did the video. Well, I mean, we definitely got off the line well. The launch control definitely did its job to catapult us towards... Bloody hell, we have shot off the line in this one. And let's not get carried away in the braking zone here. It is running Forza Aero. I did do a little... I don't often tune my cars very much. I did a little bit of tuning work because the understeer from this was horrific. There is no downforce from the front splitter on this car at all. It is... It's not... Yeah. So it's on the car, but it doesn't actually give very much downforce, even maxed out, which is what I have got it at, and I've bumped into everything through there on the street furniture side of things. It's not the easiest of cars to drive, this one. Oh, the Siege is going to have a dive. One thing you will notice very quickly is I'm not used to driving this category of car very much. A-Class is probably, outside of like silly things that we film, A-Class is about the highest... Ooh. Okay, we are bouncing like crazy over there. A-Class is about the fastest I ever really drive on this game. Certainly for racing, A-Class is the fastest I drive. This stuff here, not so much. We are mighty quick down a straight, but we are uncomfortable in the corners. Ooh. We have gone in way too deep through there. Good news is I do just about out-accelerate everything, so that's helpful. We can be a roadblock. That is perhaps to be expected because I am on the semi-slicks compared to some of these cars here that will be running on the slick tyres. I guess that might be where we are seeing some big discrepancies. We absolutely fly away in all the acceleration zones. We will cover the inside down here. Oh, and I'm struggling a little bit to get my car turned through that corner. And then we put the power down, and the hope is that we will run away into the distance a little bit. The Lamborghini's there, gives us a bit of a help. Okay, the Gallardo is quicker than the Lotus, I think it is. Right, all is fine. Gallardo is going to probably get to the inside. I'm not sure I've really got the... grip in this to fight that. Not wanted to duck underneath the Lambo, unfortunately. We had the angle, I had the speed right, but I did not have the timing quite right. Oh, for God's sake. I mean, yeah, it's somewhat difficult when you get pushed into the corner. We are to the inside of the Subaru. But we're not going to be able to do too much in the way of... I don't even know if we really need to, because all I have to do is just stay vaguely close by the time we get down here, and then we'll just go for it. And we use the straight line speed, hopefully, the straight line speed of the Singer to get to the inside, which we do, and we will take the second place. With the Lamborghini's long gone in this one, we will cover the inside down here because we know we're likely to be vulnerable. It's definitely more of a battle over second place for us. And you know, this is the part of the track where we are weakest at, essentially. So we will park the car on the apexes. That change direction there is a little bit sketchy, to say the least. Yeah, we're definitely lacking a bit in grip. It is very much a case of just park it through there. It's make a wide Porsche session. That is what we are going for. That wasn't a very good final sort of corner either. We have one more lap to go around here. It's one more lap, desperately trying to hang on. Oh, that was asking a little bit too much of the car. That is going to have a look to the inside. I am going to brake early. It's kind of a... I know we're going to goad that into it having a dive there. I know we can do that, and it worked better than I expected in some ways. We just get on the brakes that little bit early, let the Lotus outbrake itself, and we will take just a normal line and get the pass done, which will keep us in second. I've got to watch out for that Subaru. It's a very silly race where you have a Singer 911 racing against a Subaru Brat. Brat is holding on though, but it's not going to find a way past in these final couple of corners. We will hopefully just outrun it to the line now. Ooh. Oh god, my car does not like the bumps. It does not like the bumps at all, but we will cross the line. It was a frantic race for second. Didn't have the pace of the Lambo. I will take a second in this one. I feel like there is more speed in that car. I just didn't do a very good job of accessing it through all of that, but I'll take a second. We head to the Plaza Circuit for our next race. I don't know what my vehicle is going to make of this one. We're not going to have the grip through the corners of the slick-tired cars. We are going to have some good acceleration. We won't have the traction of the all-wheel drive stuff, but for a rear-wheel drive car, of the rear-wheel drive cars, we're rear-engined, got big rear tyres, so we're not going to be too bad on the traction front. We'll have to wait and see how the car does fare. I tell you what, the launch control is ridiculously strong. Not only is this a fast accelerating car, not only is it good traction for a rear-wheel drive car, because it does not like the bump and we get a lot of understeer there. Yeah, not only are we fast accelerating, because it's so light, good traction anyway for a rear-wheel drive car. That launch control is crazy strong in the Singer. We are going to pop out a ghost mode. It's not a bad start, actually, considering I'm very sorry, NSX. I was a little bit pushed into that one. We have got so much more acceleration than the Honda. That is not a place that I really want to overtake, because you're on such a tight line. I can't get any speed on the exit. However, we are through, and I can see a shadow of a car darting about. That is the Honda that we will launch ourselves away from. So the Subaru has the all-wheel drive advantage, and I'm pretty sure that's on slicks around here. And the Brat will be very light. The Exige, I'm going to presume, was on slicks, judging by its grip at the Arch circuit, and the fact that we outran it massively in a straight line would make sense on that one. So, I mean, our best bet is going to be not run wide and hit scenery. That would be good. Our best bet, if we're going to catch, it is going to, if we're going to pass, it'll be outrun into turn one. My real concern, I have a genuine concern, is this car cannot deal with the bumps. That bump there is horrific in my Singer. Oh, and the Exige made a little error through there, rear wheel on the curb, as he got very sideways. Now, this section, I'm unlikely to be able to find a way past. Street furniture, well, that can get cleared out of the way. I'm pushing maybe a little bit hard through there. I just cannot match the Exige's grip. Now, ignore the tyre smoke coming off that car. It's not actually smoking that heavily. That is just a little bit of visual lag, if you will. The car is probably sliding across the road a little bit, and the game is just deciding to set up a smoke screen. Could not quite get far enough alongside there. It's going to be down into turn 1, I think. If a move's going to happen, that's where it's going to happen. Cannot really get in a position. That's a very difficult corner to make an overtake work on. We are fast towards the final corner. We'll drop back a little bit. Oh, there's a bump on the outside. Didn't want to find that. Did find that. Nearly flipped us over. All is good. We're back under control. Any chance? I don't think we had the pace of the Brat, but the fighting will not help us here. Really, I can't be flat. I want to be flat through here. Too scared of my car over that bump, and this is the chronic understeer we get through there. That section, it is absolutely. It's not really that bad anywhere else, but that section, it's awful. It just the front end just doesn't turn at all. So that's not helpful, really, and the gap has now extended to the Exige. We've got to be neat and tidy through here, which we're not too bad at. We do still struggle a bit with that understeer. Try and get our car turned for a neat exit, which again we do. The Lamborghini is released from its battle with an Aston Martin back there. Nicely does it up the hill. The Lotus played it really close with the checkpoint, and it did miss it. I played it really close. It looked like the Lotus was playing that one a bit dangerous in its pursuit of trying to stay away from us, and sure enough, it was playing it a bit risky. We played it very risky, but we got away with it. Well, one more lap to go for our car. That's much better. I mean, my main goal is just keep the Gallardo behind. Don't make any silly mistakes. The Gallardo may be a smidge faster than us around here. I don't know. The bumps, I just don't have any confidence in this car. Like down here, I really don't have enough confidence in the car to really push it. So I don't trust what it's going to do. On the most part, though, yeah, not a bad car to drive around here. This is probably not so much the track for the Singer. It is more of an acceleration car. I don't know. I suspect top speed won't be bad. It certainly won't be the fastest thing that we have in the field. The McLaren F1, of course, will be quicker, definitely in a straight line. The Lamborghini might even have a higher top speed, I'm not sure. Although it has got Forza Aero, so it probably depends on how aggressive they have gone with the Aero. It's been a kind of smoothish final lap. It's not been the most ragged lap I've ever driven. Everything just feels a little on edge with this car. It feels, you know, respectably fast. It just feels like it's a split second away from disaster the whole time. You can never really relax, which is not the sort of cars I generally choose to race. But there we go. The Lambo could not. Well, I think the gap to the Lambo actually stayed pretty consistent on that final lap. We did go faster, and I think there's a bit more speed in that car as well, to be fair. It's got some pace. It's scary some ways to drive, but it has got some pace. Yeah, me and the Gallardo fairly similar in terms of lap time. No one had answered the Brat. That thing was flying around there. The all-wheel drive, slick tyres was obviously the way to go. Yeah, that was hard work, but it's another second place for the Singer. We head to the festival circuit for our next race, a track that will probably suit my car a little bit more. Acceleration zones, I mean, we'll find probably the top speed answers here, maybe the top speed answers here. It's a track that, while you still need some grip, it much more favours top speed and powerful cars, so we're not actually that, so we're not crazy powerful. It's the power to weight ratio that we have with our Singer that does so well. See how many cars we can jump off the line. It does feel a bit ridiculous. Well, I think the Exige might have launch control on as well, judging by how it launches. It's just, we're so fast accelerating off towards turn 1 here. Make the most of the ghost mode while we can. The 575's got some good mid-corner speed, I'm going to guess. Some some full slicks on that. It would make sense if I was building that car, I would go that route as well. You'd want full slicks, weight reduction. I know it's still going to be quite a heavy beast, but you can but try, really. There's some understeer from a Lamborghini. There was some understeer from a Subaru as well, I suspect, through there. We have had pretty nice start in all of this. We'll see if it can carry on. This circuit relatively flat, relatively bump free, I believe. That could be good, could be helpful for the Singer, and we will fire down the inside of the Gallardo, and that will put us up another place. Right, Subaru, come here. You do not have the straight line speed that we do. I'm going to guess the Subaru has some anti-lag going on. We were going to try and follow the Gallardo, maybe, to the inside. We get a little bit boxed in behind the Lambo. We had to have a bit compromised final corner through all of that with the Subaru. Jesus, this thing is quick in a straight line. When it goes, it really goes. I know I'm not actually looking to go around the outside of the Gallardo here. I mean, it would have been nice if we could have done, but I don't think I quite have that grip in my car to make that manoeuvre stick. But we do have enough speed to give the Gallardo a worry and to give it a hurry-up bump through there. Could not get the power down. It might not matter, though. We might be able to do exactly the same manoeuvre that we did last time, which was fling it to the inside down here, park the 911 on the apex, and there we go. Job's done. Now, I say the job's done. The job is done for the lead, but now I've got to try and hold on to it, and we are not very good through the final corner. We really struggle there. That's where we just do not have the turning. So that time it wasn't even really on a funky line. I just cannot carry the speed that the Gallardo can through that final turn. So the thing for me is it's really important to get far enough away from the Lambo. We've got to be out of range by the time we come back around to the final corner on the final lap. But if we're going to win the race, yeah, that's going to be a very critical part. Because I think we can hold it through the rest of the lap, as long as we don't make any silly mistakes. At least this part of the lap, this is where we're very quick at. We can really get the power down coming out of the hairpin, and we can build the gap, which is what we need to do. So last lap around, so we threw it to the inside here, got the pass completed and accelerated. We held up the Gallardo on the final corner because we were stuck on the apex. This time around, we won't be able to do that because we will be far enough ahead. Will the Gallardo be able to get a run towards turn one? I think they threw it at the final corner, actually hit the wall back there, which helped me a little bit. I think it's too far back. So this track really works for the Singer. I thought it was going to be quick. I didn't realise it was going to be so good here. Although I say that, that's a lot of understeer through there. Yeah, the understeer, it's understeery, and the worst bit about it is it really catches you out understeer. It feels like everything is fine, and then all of a sudden everything isn't fine. And that's a little bit difficult to deal with. So yeah, this guy's got some serious pace. The Lambo is struggling through some of these corners. I mean, we're going to have to go do this the really hard way now. I have made this extra difficult for myself, pretty much. I mean, we've done it twice already on the Gallardo. We'll do the same pass again. I was half expecting it to literally park it on the apex there, but we've got such a straight line speed advantage. I can just throw the car down below the Gallardo. Well, I mean, it was a little rude. It was a little rude on that one, but it is so much faster through that final corner than I am. It's just the understeer is crippling in this car. I'm not quite sure what I've done wrong with this vehicle. It's the medium and higher speed corners, like the low speed stuff. It's great. So I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know what I've done wrong in this car to make it so horrifically understeery. Maybe, it might be something to do with the weight transfer, with the way the car at the front wants to lift up. Maybe. It feels great through here. And we're going to go and make life really awkward now for a Gallardo, because we know we're going to be understeery here. And we're going to put the Gallardo in a really awkward place, and that is going to be enough to make it work. Oh, I thought we'd lost out. That is a seriously good car for that track, if I could just get the front end to work. Oh, I like my Singer. I'm happy with my car. I'm happy with the speed that we had. It was difficult to make it right. Yeah, we could make the Gallardo suffer on that final corner and basically neutralise his advantage with our acceleration. Might have been I was a bit too cowardly on the previous laps, I'm not sure. That is quite possible. But yeah, bloody hell, that was a good race. Hard fought for. The Brat clinged on for good measure. I mean, the Exige, even the Vantage weren't too far away. Bloody hell. I will take it though. The Singer gets a victory in this one. We head to the Tierra Prospera circuit for our next race, and it's probably not going to be a track for me here. This circuit kind of combines the things my car is difficult with. I don't want to say bad at, I'm just going to say not very comfortable with. Medium and high speed corners makes up the majority of this circuit. It's a fun track, I do like it. It's not my best track, and I don't think this car is going to work here. I kind of want stop-starty acceleration circuits. That's the best for me. Low speed corners and big acceleration zones is what the Singer wants. Here is just going to be a little bit... Well, unless I can get into a rhythm. If I get into a rhythm, it doesn't feel too bad. I just struggle to get that rhythm right. We dove on the brakes a little bit too hard through all of that. Very, very close to a big lock-up and a big problem, and I have made a mistake going down there. Right. Let's get... I think it's on power through some of these corners is where we have the most trouble. It's on power understeer, which I'm going to hazard a guess, rear engine layout, very light front end, is probably... very light front end and not a lot of downforce on the front end, despite my best efforts, is probably what is giving us some grief here. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to drive this car and still maintain lap speed, all while being hunted by an Exige. I've not got the grip. And I've always got to bear in mind, of course, I am on semi-slicks, and a bunch of these cars here are probably on slicks as well. So yeah, you combine those two things together, and this is just not a track that the Singer is going to enjoy here. We are not going to be able to do much through here. The Exige has overshot a little bit, and we are going to reclaim the lead of the race. I'm going to make the most of, if opportunities present themselves, I'm going to go for it. Maybe the trick is going to be on some of these corners, a little lift to try and get the car turned in. Nope, not quite got enough turn in through there. I'm hoping we're far enough away, because I didn't have time to look back. My brain is struggling to deal with everything in this car. Okay, you two fight each other. That will help out massively. You squabble! Let the Singer be on its own, because I fear if we start getting company, we're going to really struggle for lap pace. There's that horrible wheel on the inside. Don't want to hit that. Gallardo has finally got clear. Don't think I can fend off the Lambo here. We don't have enough straights to really utilise our speed here. It's just such a... All of these medium speed corners is where we suck. But that's what the track's made up out of. This is the one section where we're probably not too bad, because I can just park it on the apex. I knew the Gallardo was going to want to try and cut back underneath, so we park it on the apex, give it nowhere to go, because we'll outrun it down the hill, and then we'll maybe outrun it out the other side. If we can stay ahead of it through here, we'll outclimb it when we get to the hill. It's going to try and duck underneath us, maybe? Nope, it's going to look to the outside. Can't do it. No grip. Well, not enough grip to make that work. And then we've got this long hill. This long climb, we can build a gap from here. So we don't really have to defend through this section, because we're far enough away that the Gallardo couldn't pass us. Although, tell you what, it closes so quickly. This next section, I don't really know if there is much in the way of a passing opportunity. Turn 1, I think it might get us. Regardless, like I say, we can maybe sort of defend for a while, but I think it's ultimately going to be a bit futile. We will do what we can in the places. I mean, we may be able to even repass the Gallardo, and just just making the Lamborghini's life awkward, basically. No, we're not going to be able to. We might be able to pass it up the hill, Though we'd have to be a lot closer than that. We'd have to not do that, basically. Yeah. I think the Gallardo may well be clear. We probably should be concentrating almost more on the cars behind us at this point. They've actually got quite a nice gap back to that Exige. I think it was inevitable. We clung on as valiantly as we could, but this is just such a handful in these corners that it was inevitable. We maybe could have defended. I think if we'd defended harder in the final corner, it would have gone around the outside of us. Whichever way I went through there, I think the Gallardo would have found a way past. And ultimately, I've got to be so much slower through turn 1 than that car ahead. But we have pulled clear of the Exige at least. That is good news. I think it's the Aston up in 4th. The MSX is in 5th. The Brat's not enjoying life around this track so much. I mean, the Subaru was untouchable at the what's it called? Circuit. Plaza Circuit, that's the one. I'm remembering tracks and things. It's been quite an interesting session, actually. Different cars have worked in different places. And, you know, the Singer has worked. The Singer does really have its strengths. It really has its weaknesses as well. The Gallardo, I think Gallardo's probably been one of the better overall. The Gallardo's been fast everywhere. It's not necessarily been the fastest everywhere, but it has been quick at all of the circuits. It makes a little mistake on the final lap, but we are not close enough to be able... We're not close enough to be able to do anything, and even if we were, we would lose too much time through that final corner. It's across the line for us. It's another second place, though. I can't... We've been consistent with our finishing positions. But yeah, it did not have an answer at all for the Gallardo. I tried. We held it up for a little bit. Didn't have an answer. The advantage in the Brat, similar lap times to me. I'm going to guess the Subaru probably stuck in traffic at the start of that one. But hey, yeah, it's another podium. Can't complain too much. For our final race, we head to the Estadia Circuit. I'm not sure what my car is going to be like around here. I love this track. It is one of my favourite circuits, and it is a good normal test bed for cars. You've got slow speed corners, medium speed corners, some high speed stuff. You've got some longer straight acceleration zones. So there are going to be bits of this track my car is good at. There are going to be bits of this track my car is not good at. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going to win out. It could be a very close race between a bunch of cars. I think the Brat may struggle for top speed in places, but we will have to wait and see on that one. The Singer is off the line fantastically well, and I tell you what, we can get out of turn 1 with the lead. Not quite going to be able to. Or we might, you know what, we might do it, because I don't think we get out of, I don't think we leave ghost mode until after this exit. Can we get past the Exige with our straight line speed? Not quite here. Damn it. I was hoping we could be clear of the Lotus, because we are going to tangle with that. Now we're going to get held up down here where I can't really afford to get held up. We get a little bit of a slide on. Hey, Gallardo. Yeah, Gallardo didn't really have anywhere to go, neither did I at that point, which was a little bit unfortunate for both of us. Now, if I can just stay close enough to the Lotus, we could be in a very good position here, because we know the Exige struggles for straight line speed, and I know we don't. So we can get this move completed, which we will do, and then run away, let the Lotus and Lamborghini tangle with each other, and hope that we are clear by the time we get to turn 1, which we are. We can get turned in. I mean, this section, we're not as quick, but we're not bad through here. We're not as noticeably bad through there. The Exige is right on the bumper, but that's fine. Might have a little tiniest lift going over that crest, mostly because the car was moving around a lot, funnily enough. You should have the tyres now nicely warmed up for this section. I am a little bit nervous of chucking it into the chicane. The cars behind are going to be faster than me through there. We had a couple of hurry-up bumps from the Lotus, but it doesn't work out all that well for the Exige in the end, and we will come out of that with the lead. And we can park it. I don't know how close the Lamborghini was, but we can park it where I want it to be in that final corner and make it difficult. Right, it's back to Gallardo versus Singer on this one. Once more, we can enjoy this long straight down towards turn 1. Struggle with understeer all the way through turn 1, and then be a nuisance through turn 2 and 3. That does seem to be my goal at the moment. In fact, the Gallardo wasn't really close enough to be effective. Tell you what, the back end of my car goes very light over there. It's bumpy over there. That's what was upsetting it. I forgot. Yeah, it is. It's very inconsistent over the bumps. Don't quite know why, but it is not happy, and then I just cannot match the Gallardo's speed through there. Jeez, that's so quick through that section. I can't do that. Yeah, it was... We just got out of position going over that crest, although the Lamborghinis struggle a little bit in this final set. Weirdly, we seem better at... Yeah, okay, so the Lamborghini's way better at high-speed corners, so much better. Slow-speed corners, we are way better than the Gallardo. I'm going to guess that's because we're so light. This is 2,300 pounds. It's a very light car in comparison to the all-wheel drive Lamborghini. We shove the car to the inside and we get the move completed. We know where we're vulnerable, though, as we head up towards these faster corners. Oh, the Lamborghini's made a mistake somewhere through turn 1. That time around, we don't lose the back end heading over the crest. Thank God for that. This has been a frantic race, this one. Little lift on the way through here. We know we're going to lose a lot of time because I just cannot carry speed like the Gallardo can through there. We are going to be maybe vulnerable, although the Gallardo can't turn in down here as well as we can. So we might be out of range. I don't think the Gallardo's going to... Yeah, the Gallardo's not dive bombing us into this final corner. That was where I'd be worried, but it can't do it. It's a really weird battle we have going on here. These cars are... They're gaining lap speed in such different ways. Fascinating. I don't think I've ever had a battle like this. Cars so vastly different in the way they're gaining lap speed. Normally you have handling and power cars, right? You have, you know, car outrun a straight line, car out-handled. You don't normally have cars out-handling each other through high or low speed corners. That I've not come across. I don't think I've ever come across that, actually, in one of these. But there we go. It has been an interesting session, this. We've just got to get through this chicane one more time, and I've completely butchered it. I'm glad the Lamborghini was quite a long way back, because I did not get that right. There was no confidence from me going into that, which, yeah, has not helped. The Gallardo is right there. It's going to have a look, but you know what? I'm just going to hold it out wide, and then all I have to do is outrun it to the line, which we should be able to do. Oh... I had to work for it. I actually didn't do a very good final lap there. It was dodgy by me. I should have been a bit more clear of that Lambo if I'd been better in the chicane. And then I was kind of just defending the final corner, so it couldn't do much. Really interesting battle. The Brat, unfortunate, stuck in traffic through that, had some pace. Yeah, that's... I tell you what, I mean, it was a fascinating battle. As I said, I've never come across a battle quite like that, with cars out-handling each other in different and weird ways. I like the Singer. One of the most difficult cars I think I've ever had to drive in one of these. It's very quick when you get it right, but it's a bit dangerous. A lot of the time it does feel like it wants to throw you in a wall almost constantly. But yeah, when you get it right, very, very fast. So I shall take that. A couple of victories, some really good races as well, which is always good. Well, there we go. That is going to be it for this session. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, you can sign up via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.